am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We welcome you all to join us
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. right after the news. This is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes and all the people and all those beautiful businesses that support those athletes. Put your hands together. Yeah. Got a couple more businesses I got to talk about. We got Santa Cruz Markets.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And we got Pepe's. Yeah. Pepe's. It's a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
You haven't eaten there, Goleta? Oh, we got to go there. It's awesome. It's amazing. Right. I like going to Pepe's. And we went with Ann Daly. Dominique was with us. And we go to Pepe's and goes, I'll take 3 of them. 3 donation buckets. I love that.
There you go.
So I figured, we ordered 25 more. Cool. So that'll get us up to 50. And then I figure we'll just take a rest because Erica's exhausted. And then we'll see how much money that brings in. And then we'll have 50 down and dirty by June 1st. What do you say, D? Dominique Hackett. What do you say, D?
We're having fun.
That's it.
It's the Old Town Roundup.
That's it. We like Old Town Roundup. We're rounding up that money. So, don't you like money?
Yeah.
We like
of course.
money. I know.
Rounding up the spare change. It's an easy way to give.
That's it.
Get
All
down
right.
inside that couch between the cushions.
I know you brought. You got some soccer balls for Angus, so I know he's playing ball. So I know he's doing really good.
He had a blast the other night. We went out and I managed to sneak it into the yard. And I tossed it over one of the structures in the yard, and he saw it coming down, and Chase grabbed it, and he's running around with it in his mouth again.
No.
This is sort of a pink-colored ball, but it's, again, with the thick material which you need.
You can't spare any expense when it comes to Angus.
No, he's doing great, though. He's much happier, and we're playing with him every night again. And it's been a while with all the different health issues and what have you, but now we're all getting healthy, and
we're back.
We're back.
We're back on track.
Back for a spring.
That's it.
And here we are in May. Do you know we're Cinco de Mayo?
No.
So, Pepe's.
That's it. All right.
There you go.
That's it. Perfect. We'll do that. To your left, we have my favorite.
Oh, well, thanks.
Oh, there you go. Jessie Carroll.
Cool.
Put your hands together.
Thanks, guys.
That was a big O. You like that?
Yeah, that was awesome.
We had fun Earth Day.
We did.
Didn't we?
We did have
didn't
fun.
Climb up that structure.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
No, I didn't. I didn't climb the climbing wall with all the little tiny.
I walked by it.
There's that one little kid who's about 18 months. No, Mommy,
I know, they were so cute.
I would put a pick underneath them. Come on, get up there. That's it, because I have
know.
boys. Come on, climb! I would have. We got Ninja Boy behind us also. How you doing, Andy Gill?
Doing well. I'm happy to be back. It's been a little hiatus, but work is, it's not slowing down, so I'm still here. I'm happy to be here.
How come you were in that Earth Day climbing up that wall, Ninja Boy?
Ooh, I was actually out of town. I went to a play down in L.A. Yeah.
Very cultured. All right, we have Joan Calder. Hi. Woo! Why come nobody's giving Joan? She's a writer. She's got the most bestest book out there.
She's a champion for the bees.
That's it.
The bees and the pollinators, and I've been out talking about pollinators and going around. I've been out to Pinnacles National Park last week, so I haven't been to Earth Day either.
Is this all stuff for your book, or what's this about?
No, some is vacation watching stuff. We did the climbing wall with my 6-year-old grandson, little tiny guy.
So anything else exciting? You brought a guest today or no?
My guest is surfing. It was supposed to be a surfer, but, surf's up and you don't have that.
They just canned the show.
He did.
That's okay.
So
that's a fun spot.
He promised in 2 weeks he'd be back.
Okay,
all right.
But,
swell.
Yeah, right. We're going to have to blindfold him and say that's not happening. Yeah, but I did find a couple for in a couple weeks.
All right,
some good ones. Yeah.
One more co-host here today for this wonderful day of Tuesday, Dominique Hackett.
Hello, Erica.
So talk to me.
I brought you a snack today.
Where?
This morning we need a snack. Yeah. I brought you seaweed.
Oh, dear God. Did you? I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Good cracker.
You can get
unless
this
it's got like a piece of salmon in it with some rice. I mean,
that works fine too.
It's good. No. It's good.
Yeah,
and that's all right.
You can get the seaweed at Trader Joe's. You can get it at Costco, and it is a great little snack. It's better for you than jumping on the chips. So if you're hungry for the little salty,
says?
I say.
It's gluten-free, and it's way better than the chips that say gluten-free.
No, wait a minute.
True story.
Did seaweed ever have gluten in it?
No.
Then why do you have to say that it's gluten-free?
I'm just reminding people of all the wonderful things available to them that they can eat, other than chips and crackers.
I hear you.
All right, what makes this so good, Dr. Jessie?
Well, I'm going to go with iodine. It's got iodine, so you can stay away from the iodized table salt.
What? So I could put it on my cut? What?
You can try it. You see what happens.
It's got omega-3 fatty acids.
Yeah.
It tastes like seaweed.
So it's really helpful for your thyroid
I put it
glands.
in water because it's kind of crunchy.
Oh my gosh.
No.
It's
Use
good
it
for
like
your
lettuce
brain.
on your sandwich.
And then also a lot of other trace minerals like potassium.
I don't even like the smell. Here, move it up towards you over there. No.
I like it. I'll have some.
No. Man,
Pass
you like
it round. Pass it round.
Yeah, I had to kill. Oh, you don't like it either.
Yeah, but you can also put it in your soup, too.
Oh, all right, great. Yeah. Wow, we'll let everybody munch on that so we can take a short little one, all right? This is Erica Salda. We got a word from our sponsors. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. right after the news. And where else are we? D.
We are on Facebook. That's my favorite place. And the internet. If you go to teensportsradio.com, you can find previous radio shows.
Nice.
And listen to them, kind of like podcasts.
We love it.
Yeah, and there's pictures of all the nonprofits that we help support and pictures of all the businesses that are trying to support our teens.
Yeah, so check it out, most definitely. All right, we've got Jessie. Carroll brought in a guest. We're going to start with, who'd you bring?
I have Carson Clark, and he's a Team USA volleyball player as well as a Santa Barbara High grad. So say hi.
Hello. Hi.
To start us off, I mean, I went to high school with Carson.
Oh.
Studley. Walked around campus. Everybody knew Carson.
Now he's blushing.
He's got a very deep V on today.
I do enjoy that. I've got a nice chest hair.
But that's very Carson-like. He's a stud. So I'm actually, it's the first time I've seen him in years, so I'm actually really happy to see him here. So welcome, Carson.
Thank you. I'm happy to see you too, bud.
Yeah, go Dons.
Yeah.
Romance going on here.
Of course.
So where are you at nowadays? What are you doing?
So I actually just got back from my last professional year. I played in Greece, so I was just outside of Athens and got to play professionally there. It was amazing. I've been very fortunate, and now I'm just back to spend a little time with my family before start training with the USA team.
All right. So since high school, how much has your vertical increased?
You know what? I was fortunate enough to train at P3 down here with Marcus. Yeah. So he was able to give me like leaps and bounds with my training, and I suggest that to anybody who's in the Santa Barbara area. It's a great thing to take advantage of.
Yeah. Have you kept up with local volleyball at all? Do you know what's going on in the area?
I haven't. Chad sent me a message the other day, but being Chad, he sent me it like 2 hours before the match telling me to show up, so I wasn't able to. But I always hope they do the best, and I hope they always win CIF.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nice. Santa Barbara's a great place for just sports in general, but volleyball especially. For being such a small town, it's ridiculous how many athletes we produce that are actually doing significant work, like being on Team USA. So that is very real. So volleyball takes up a lot of time. Do you ever get to explore and be a tourist in Athens and Greece and all of Europe?
Yeah, my first year I was in the south of France, and I was right close to the sea, so that was amazing. And then Poland was one of the best places. It's the equivalent of the NBA for us for volleyball. Like, they love the sports. We have 5,000 people at least every night. So it's a little bit different than here where it's not as big. So in Athens, it was amazing also. Like, we had fans that would rush the court, throw stuff on the court. It was very violent, but amazing at the same time because we don't have that a lot for volleyball. So I'm lucky to do that, and at the same time, traveling to the islands around Greece I'm never going to complain about my job.
I wouldn't either.
That sounds great. Tell me a little bit about your career path. You started out going to high school in San Ynez, but then what happened after that?
I played club volleyball after my brother did, and I played at Club Santa Barbara actually here, and some of my best friends like Rick Cervantes and guys like that played for Santa Barbara High School, and I understood that if I wanted to make it to that next level, I would need to step up and make a decisions, and my parents were fortunate enough to move down here for me. And I knew that if I wanted to make it to the national team and get a scholarship, so my parents wouldn't have to pay for college, that I needed to try to make it to the Santa Barbara area and expand from there. So that was part of the decision there.
Nice. So where did you go after high school?
I went to UC Irvine, and the choice there, again, was another stepping stone for me because I knew that John Sproul was a coach there, and he was one of the best coaches in the nation. He's actually the national team coach now. So,
Sweet.
Yeah, I kind of had some plans, and it worked out well so far.
Very cool.
How did you ever get started? Why did you choose volleyball?
I wasn't as good at basketball as Andy was. I'm terrible at running. I have an awful jump shot. I can dunk the ball. That's pretty much all I have. And both my older brothers played volleyball, so it was an easy thing. I was the kid chasing around the balls the entire time while the matches were going on. So
Best thing was, I remember vividly my high school coach, like every single day, just asking him to play. He's like, "Hey, all you gotta do is run up there and catch an hoop and put it down, and then get off the court." But we tried. We definitely tried to get him out there.
yeah, too much running for me.
Yeah.
So what are the other sports that you like to do to sort of help you cross-train for volleyball?
Well, I grew up surfing, and again, fortunate that my family owns property at Hollister Ranch, so that's a great thing for my shoulders and just keep them in shape at all times. And I grew up playing soccer until I realized that I hated running in the same situation. So, I mean, those are the two main things that I did when I was growing up.
Excellent. So what advice would you have for kids who are in volleyball right now and maybe are kind of sort of toying with what they could do with their life with it? What would you tell them to do?
Play beach as much as possible. It's probably one of the best things to hone your skills just developmentally. And you got to make a lot of sacrifices. Like my parents, we actually transferred to a club down south in Redondo, and twice a week we would drive 2.5 hours to practice each way. So you got to make sacrifices, and I mean it works out if you do enough. That's
a real commitment. So what is playing on the sand different than the court? What is that doing for you?
It's so much nicer on your knees. There's not a lot of pain. I mean, there's just shots that you have to make that are different. You have to be way more technical than you can get away as being just talented and jumping high and stuff like that indoor. But on the beach, you have to know everything and be smart.
Yeah. Well, you're doing tremendous. But at some point, volleyball is going to come to an end. Do you see yourself coaching? Do you see yourself maybe owning a club team yourself?
I'm hoping to make enough money where I never have to work ever.
Yeah, we all are.
I'm just going to try to invest in something smart. We'll see what happens. But
good
I'd like to help out, but I can never see myself doing volleyball constantly, and that'd be tough for me.
That's fantastic. Volleyball got you a BA.
Yeah.
Is there any tips to our young kids? Just because the student comes first, right? So, what would you tell these high school kids nowadays that?
The biggest thing I regret is not taking my languages seriously. Now that I travel all the time, I took 3 years of Spanish. I can get away with it, but I wish I would have focused more on that. I took a year of French, and when I played in France, it was nice and helpful. But again, if I would have been more serious about that, those are my biggest things that I wish I would have done more seriously with school.
Cool.
Nice. That's huge. Are there any famous volleyball players that have written any books yet that you would recommend kids read?
I mean, Karch probably has. That guy's a genius. Anything he can say, if you can see any of his talks, go to any of his lessons where he gives coaching instructions or anything like that. That guy's pretty impressive with what he does.
How old are you right now?
26.
Okay, so do you go to 30, 35? How far? I mean, if you're the best of the best of the best, the
average, I think, is around 32 to 34. That's where most of the guys top out. But still, we have some guys on the national team right now that are 34 that are probably in the best shape of their lives. So it's all depends on what position you play and how active that position is. But I don't think a certain position like a setter won't be the best until they're probably 38.
So as a professional athlete, so you have an agent and then they do your contract. I mean, it's how can you can't compare it to basketball, football, baseball, can you? Or is it?
It's like that on a very small scale.
Right.
Because
exactly.
not as many people want to give you that much money. But
right.
Yeah, it's fun. That's my least favorite part about it.
So you could technically then, you make enough seriously that like those athletes, you could retire.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
there's some guys on my team that are probably 27 and have a lot of money right now. So It all depends on where you play. And
because it's more, you're getting the money from the sponsorships.
It's just overseas. We don't get sponsorships so much unless you live in that country. But some of the guys that play in Russia make good money, but you have to live in Russia. So,
right. So you're playing for Greece.
Yeah, you play for it's like a NBA team. They have club teams around for each city.
Gotcha.
You play for a team there, and then when you come back in the summer, it's only national team.
So could you play for Russia next year?
Yes.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to, though.
No.
I don't know, maybe. It's a lot of money.
Okay.
What's the best tip someone ever gave you on how you're playing?
I think it can be applied to every sport, but it's just the idea of playing every moment as hard as you possibly can and focusing as much as you can for that one, especially with volleyball. You have so many pauses, so it's a little more difficult than basketball, but just making sure you do everything you can for that one moment.
I like it, being in the now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, real quick here, is there anyone you want to say hi to?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Oh, that's adorable.
We have to give shout-outs to Glenn and Candy.
Glenn and Candy,
They're amazing.
They're
Very
nice.
supportive parents.
They did more sacrifices than I did, but I still think they like volleyball more than I do. So there's that.
Right, they're your biggest fans.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
Say hi to the Arneson family too. They did a lot for me, and the Cervantes. Those families were big for me here in Santa Barbara.
Rick.
Yeah, that Rick guy.
What about some teammates? You want to give a shout out to a couple of your teammates?
On the national team? Oh, well, also I played with Will Montgomery and Jeremy Casebeer, who are also from Santa Barbara. So let's say hi to those guys.
We're global on the internet, so you can give a shout out to all your team members.
Oh, I'll see them soon, so I can talk to them soon.
All right, put your hands together. Thank you so much, Carson. Thank you so much for your time today. This is Erica Salda. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. I swear to God, Dominique, I'm hiccuping. Okay, and it just it's that seaweed hiccuped. It's disgusting.
Yes, but now I've also brought dark chocolate,
Yeah.
so you could down the seaweed with the dark chocolate.
No, I'm afraid. We've got a full house. Who'd you bring? We got Andy Gill in the house. Who'd you bring?
Yeah, so I brought Mr. Bolden Brace. He's been here a few times, but now it's in a much different position. We're in the off season. He is the county MVP, league MVP, three in a row league champion.
Whoa!
And he's only a junior.
Nice. Put your hands together.
Yeah. And last time he was here, he was probably 2 inches shorter. So it's a really prime opportunity, a really good opportunity, because, just kind of like Carson was just talking about just a couple minutes ago, Bo's driving down to L.A. 2-3 times a week playing for the L.A. Rockfish. Santa Barbara, when it comes to off-season work, you need to go down to big cities, and you got to play against the best to be the best. And Bo, along with a couple of his friends and teammates here in town, Scott Everman from San Marcos, best friends, but they play for the same club team, but against rival high schools. So it's like, what are you doing in the off season to get better? And I'm gonna kind of let Bo talk about this season and how it feels, because everywhere he goes now in town, everybody knows who he is. So
hello, everybody.
How you doing, Bo?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. You did grow.
I think I did.
A lot.
This season was really fun. It was a great opportunity for us to come together as like a team and a program. It was really fun having the younger guys kind of have a good season along with us. We started out pretty fast, and we kind of kept the pace going. When we got to the end, we played some pretty good teams and got some wins, but also took some tough losses. But we can't dwell on those that much, because me personally, I have another year, so I'm looking ahead instead of trying to look back on those. But I'm really looking forward and working hard for next year.
yeah. Bo was in a much different position last year. As a sophomore on varsity, he was kind of a spot-up guy. Kind of let the seniors take care of the work, and then find him, and he'd be open and he'd knock down the shot. This year, they demanded so much of Bo. Like, he needed to score, he needed to play defense, he needed to get dunks, he needed to run the break. So there was no letting up on Bo this year, and it actually shows a lot to his toughness as well, because the coaches definitely got a lot harder on him.
I have a question for you. Why did they make you MVP?
I don't know. I think it was more of a team effort. I know a lot of people say that, but I really now that I'm here, I really know that it took a team to get where we were. We did win Channel League by a couple games, so I think that definitely helped. But it was a pretty solid year.
Well, what do your teammates say about you that they appreciate the most?
I think my teammates really like that I'm kind of a pass-first kind of player. Like, I still score, and I try not to take too many shots, and I really like passing. And they can get shots, and most of them can knock them down. So
nice. So you're making it more of a team rather than an individual effort.
Yeah, I really think that's important for winning and just for having fun. If everyone's getting involved, then it just makes the game a lot better to play.
So what are we going to do next year? Predict. I like predictions.
Next
then I
year,
make you come back, and I'm saying, whoa, you better be standing by those words.
Well, last time I was here, I said we wanted to win CIF, and unfortunately we were 2 games short. So I definitely would say that winning CIF next year is our biggest goal.
So goal, do you have the tools? I mean, is your team going to be stronger? I mean, how's the JV moving? The boys, you got some really good players on JV that be coming up, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a reachable goal. Everyone's working pretty hard, and as long as you're working harder than everyone else, you're gonna be successful.
So have you been recruited?
Are you working harder than everybody else?
I'm trying to.
Recruited. Where you want to go play in school? I'm sure you still want to continue to play, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at a couple West Coast schools and a couple schools in the Pacific Northwest, but my options are still open.
Nice.
Tell me, what's your technique to really focus?
Well, whenever I get nervous, I usually just take a deep breath and just try not to think about the bad things that can happen, because even though bad things can happen, there's always good things that can happen too, so you just got to think of that.
How old were you when you first started any sport? I'm talking grade school, maybe first grade.
I'd say kindergarten was the first year I played basketball, and then kindergarten through 7th grade I was pretty much playing a sport every season.
What other sports did you do besides basketball?
Soccer, baseball, lacrosse, football, volleyball.
Volleyball sounds like you tried them all.
Yeah, I
This past season, Bo was the kicker and the backup quarterback at Santa Barbara High. So
yeah,
it just shows kind of his uniqueness and athleticism and just overall athleticism. So that's what he's doing.
That's fantastic. I have a piece of advice I need to get from someone. Today I had a friend I was working with, and the saying glass is half full, or someone will say the glass is half empty. Well, this one friend is just absolutely positive the glass is half empty. So when you're working with a teammate and all they can see is the negative of the day or the negative of the game going on, what do you say to them to pull their spirits up?
I'd say just don't think about the bad things and just have fun, because you shouldn't be here if you're not having fun. So just do your best and it'll work out.
It's so funny. I could tell that right from the get-go, Bo, that you're a leader by example. So you don't have to say a lot.
Thank you.
Because if you're going to be, you're putting out the work. I mean, you could be that silent giant. You don't have to say. You don't have to be that guy. So grades, school. How are you managing? I mean, football, basketball, baseball, and the rigor that's involved athletically is so hard to keep those grades up. How are you doing it?
I mean, my teachers are really helpful when it comes to getting my work in on time. Going down to LA is hard, especially when you have to drive most of the time. But my teachers, whenever I go in for extra help, they always understand that I was gone and they help me out with that. But I definitely think that getting your work done before you get to have fun is definitely the best way to go, because then you don't have to worry about all your work and turning it in and stuff.
As a player, because I've often wondered, because now with the whole scout program that's evolved out of high school sports, do you find that you have more of a game presence when you're playing the scout ball, because that's basically how you're going to be getting to the next level. And I'm not saying you slough in high school, but I mean, because it's a lot playing now. You got two sides. I mean, you're playing with kids that you're competing with. May they be on your same team, but now you're competing with them like next week on opposite teams.
Yeah.
So how are you mentally, separating that?
Well, it's really two different kinds of games. Like basketball with the high school team is a whole different game than playing with a club team. But it's not a very hard transition. As long as you're always working hard, it's fun either way. So
okay, but give me more details when you say it's different. Tell me what the differences are.
Well, there's with club, it's more. Some people that you're playing against are trying to just show the college coaches that are watching what they can do. And with high school, it's more of like a team effort. And I think high school is more fun because of everyone's just playing together and likes playing with each other and is not really focused on getting to the next level as much as club.
Right, because pretty much everybody in club wants to play in college.
Yeah, everyone there.
So so the teams are better.
Yeah.
So if you took your club team and you played a high school team, could you spank them, or what would you do?
Yeah, I think we could.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And I know you're like the best of all the high schools. It would have to be that way. Otherwise, there would be no other. I mean, it's because basically it's a product.
Yeah.
You're putting something out there, and you have to pay for that.
Mm.
I mean, it's not. I mean, and I think high schools are going to get like that too. Andy, what do you think? Because you're on both sides of it.
Yeah, high school basketball is all defensive based, win games as a team. Club basketball, it's get yours while you can. So it is. I don't like watching club. It's hard to watch because it's just everybody out for themselves. So I definitely prefer. And we completely get it as coaches that they need to go and get the exposure. So we definitely promote that, and we don't mind Bo going down to LA. But like Bo said, when it comes back to it, we kind of have to start over in the fall and get everybody back on the team mindset. So, but yeah, it's good for the sport. And yeah, we want the best for everybody.
Fantastic. All right, put your hands together for Bo. Stick around, we've got more. Let's take a short little break. It's go time. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. Dominique, I got to ask you, where is we don't even do the moon or anything like that? There's a new moon, old moon? What kind of moon is there?
Oh, yeah. We just had a full moon on the 3rd.
Okay.
So now full moon, usually about full as in manifesting. So the things that the seeds that you planted, that you wanted, things to happen, now they're happening. So now is when you want to make connections with people. Let's see, in the garden, this is when plants are sprouting leaves. So when the moon is new, the plants are actually putting roots down to the ground.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. So if we think
maybe I could find a nice place to put that, what is seaweed? We'll stick that in the ground. It's about
yeah.
It's awful.
A good place to watch the moon is at the campground at Pinnacles National Park. It's just off of Soledad. Actually, it would have to be the Gilroy entrance, but it's no lights, and they have a phenomenal Milky Way. And they have camping with reservations quite a ways in advance. But I just came from Pinnacles, and I said, next time we got to go camping there because It is phenomenal. It's actually was millions of years ago was a volcano, and then millions of years after that, the earthquake pulled it apart, actually pulled this volcano tube apart, and now you can go there and see what it looks like. It's amazing because you see hills and nothing, and then all of a sudden it's Pinnacles National Park, and it's great, and nobody knows about it. I haven't until now.
Great.
Beautiful. Did you see desert wildflowers? And
wonderful butterflies. Lots and lots of butterflies. Apparently there was a migration coming through. Somebody told me when they were hiking that all of a sudden all these butterflies came through. I missed the mass of them, but I saw lots of them. Lots of little wildflowers still were blooming. There are caves. Bats are in caves, and they keep you away from the caves if they're having their babies. But that is really one place to go.
Sweet.
It is really something. But you have to have reservations. If you enter on the west side, which is Soledad, you cannot drive to the east side. So you have to know which side you're going in, or it's going to be a long road around. And the campground is only on the east side near Gilroy, San Jose, and you need reservations.
So did you find out about this like on the internet, or how do you recommend people get more information?
Oh, well, they need to go on the internet and then call for specifics. I drove past there for 20 years. I saw the sign because I lived in San Jose, and when we go up and down the coast, I see the sign, and I says, John, we need to stop this time. So this time we did, and it was good, and I'm so glad I called. And they said how to get in there, things like that. Watch out for the rattlesnakes. We didn't see any, but they have bobcats there. But I want to go back and go camping.
That's beautiful.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Wonderful hiking.
I could feed them this seaweed.
Well, you know what? The beautiful thing about being out in nature, looking up the sky, just being more aware of everything around you, it increases your enjoyment of life. So it's
Definitely.
A beautiful thing.
It was a great experience.
No.
Yeah.
The hiking.
Now we're going to get this is perfect segue into two gentlemen that are in the house right now. We've got Tim Grigsby and Brad Pullen. Put your hands together with United Boys and Girls Club.
Thank you.
Goleta. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Tim, how you doing?
Fantastic.
I'm probably going to see you. We don't have a meeting tonight. I think it's Thursday night. So we're going to see each other Thursday night.
Always look forward to that.
Thank you so much. And these guys are doing a great job over at Goleta, and they just started about 4 or 5 months ago, and I wanted to bring them in the house and basically share what they're doing, their experiences, and I'm really excited because it's a huge turnaround. That's what I've seen that's going on in Goleta, and I'm really proud to say that Ashlyn's doing a great job, and she's hired two great guys. So thank you very much for being here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Tim, we're going to let you go first.
All right. Well, first off, I just want to say a big Goleta Boys and Girls Club thank you to Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio. You guys are amazing supporters of what we do at the club. For the families, the kids, in the community, it means a lot, and so thank you for sure about that. And what you're talking about, teamwork, earlier on the program, it applies to what's going on at the club. We've got a wonderful staff, families, and so the stuff that's happening in the club, it doesn't happen by chance. It happens because there's a bunch of people working together. It's the common thing you hear every week on your show. When people are successful, it's the teamwork that's putting it all together, and so we owe it a lot to our crew back in Goleta.
Nice. So you had a couple of events. Why don't you just shout them out? I know they already came and went, but I know they're all really, really successical.
Yeah.
And we had Dominique and I have had a couple of great times there as well. So what did we knock out?
It was fantastic to see you both at the casino night.
That's right, baby. I was rolling those ding, 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 ding. That's right. I think I want all the money. That's right, honey. That's it.
And for our teens, we had the Candyland Teen Dance. That was a lot of fun, and special thanks to DJ Josh Payne for coming out and DJing that. He's been a big supporter of us. And then we've got our ongoing First Friday of the month program. We got the Goleta All Ages Music Entertainment Series, aka Games. And last month we had, we had the Brambles. And they're wonderful young ladies from Goleta, and they're something special. And Pookie out of UCSB, they're great too. And then we had our first pre-game guest speaker for our games activity, Jose Cardoso. He's the co-owner of Isla Vista Screen Printing and Embroidery, and also the author of the Little Eagle Adventures. He came and talked to us about his book. He shared it with our kids and families, and it was really special. It was a great night, and we're looking forward to the next one on June 5th.
Nice. So exactly what are your duties over there? I know Ashlyn's is the director over there now, or I don't know, they switched the names of what they call these people. I mean, it's her house, and then she hired you guys. And what's your role? Because I know you're always running around. I see you doing a lot of things, but I don't know, like, what's your responsibilities?
Well, that's pretty much it. I think you got it.
I'm serious. I see you running around all over the place. Where's Tim? There he went. Where'd he go?
Assistant club director is my title.
Okay.
And then Brad is our athletic director. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get Brad on the mic. How you doing, Brad? Put your hands together, Brad. Whoa.
Good,
so you're the AD, right? You're the athletic director.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And where are you from originally? Because I'm not seeing you on this continent. Not say planet. Okay, it's a big the continent. The continent.
Well, actually, I was born in South Africa, but my accent you're hearing is a New Zealand accent. So, and I moved to America about 3 years ago.
Nice.
Fantastic. So what are we doing over there? Because I know that we're trying to beef up. You know, we've had a little lull there, but I'm seeing more and more in the last 3 months especially. It's just packed with kids.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of sports, because this is your job, right? Your job is to create, because we've had all kinds of sports there all along, because I've been with the club for over 30 years. But what are you trying to start up?
Well, we had our basketball league when I first got in here, and that was really successful. That finished up, and we created a all-star basketball team, which hasn't been I don't think it's been around for a little bit, so that's great because that's going to give the kids sort of a competitive team to aim for, the more competitive kids in the league. And so that's called the Goleta Pitbulls Boys and Girls Club basketball team. We've just got a 4th and 5th grade team to start off, but hopefully that's going to grow, and hopefully in a few years we'll have age groups from 3rd grade up till 8th grade, and that's the ultimate goal. And that team's sort of going to compete in local tournaments. We're aiming for one in late May at UCSB, and to play against other travel teams and other local boys and girls clubs. Yeah,
I was really blessed because I grew up with that when Sal was running things way back in the day, back in the 90s. And, we had a kindergarten cleat. The leagues were just rocked. It was just packed. This is kindergarten up to 8th grade, and then we had this thing called the Valentine's Classic, and Sal ran it. We had 50 teams coming in.
I'm a product of that league and an alumni of that tournament, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously. We'd like to see it get back to that. Well, because back in the day, we didn't draft and everything. Every elementary school had their own team, and that elementary school brought their team into the house. And then you had a boys club team. Nice. So it was fun because boys club team had their own team. Yeah. And we had the Catholic schools and we had the public schools. And it was like when Laguna played Marymount played St. Raphael's played whatever. It was just really good. It's not something that we can't. If we work together, we can have that again. Because the beauty is, and I've said this from day one, elementary schools, not many schools have an indoor court. Right. So, the skill sets for kids, kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, when you could play indoors, and because it's downsized a little, Goleta, it's the best place to play when you're kindergarten through 6th grade. Yeah. It's just the right size. It's actually perfect. It's awesome. But we'll get to that and more. This is Erica Salda. We're going to take a little break right here after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. And if you just joined us, you're late. And I always say that, but it's true. But we have really late. But we've got a great little section here.
Erica, can I interrupt you 1 second?
Okay.
What's that black thing that you have clipped to your shirt? Okay, what is that round black thing?
Because if you're missing it, I stole it from you. Okay.
I was wondering.
Yeah, it was. Well, I know you have 5,000 steps a day. Okay. Well, my first day, I think it was a geriatric thing. I had 1,553 steps, and it was really embarrassing. That's like what I have people in nursing homes that step more. So now this basically has made me
a step counter.
It's a step counter. But it's made me not be a couch potato, because what happens is the darn thing starts.
I forgot to tell you, I have it set to remind you every hour if you're not moving.
That's what it's doing. And I'm in the middle of an appointment, right, trying to move some money. What's that? I don't even know. It's just my fibrillator. Okay, what am I supposed to say?
It's also, when I set it up to your phone, it's going to remind you to drink water every hour.
Thank you, Dominique. Okay, wow. You know what we're going to do? We're going to find out where seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen need to be right now? It's May 5th. Help me out here. Andy Gill.
All right, so we usually hit all 4 grades, but for today, we're only going to talk about juniors because they have a lot going on. So, it's May 5th. You're in your junior year. This is actually one of your busiest summers. It's time to really start planning your personal statement, your essay for college. It's the first time you're going to take your SAT. It's the first time you're going to take your ACT. It's the first time that your final grades of your junior year really, really matter. So, this next month and a half of school, it's really time to kick it into gear and finish strong. Juniors especially, you guys are almost seniors. That last hurrah. So it's time to make it count. Finish your community service hours before your 12th grade year. So I'm not hounding you like I'm hounding my current 12th grade seniors. But other than that, juniors, time to knuckle down. Big summer. Pick up those practice books and get to it.
Andy Gill. Woo! Yeah. Okay, if you've just joined us, we've got Tim Grigsby and Brad Pullen in the house. Put your hands together from Goleta Boys and Girls Club. All right, so Tim, we got a little bit of time left. Tell us, what you're working on for the summer and how can we help you?
Well, it's going to be a big summer. We're really excited about it. We're going to be open 7:30 to 6 o'clock each day for our elementary grade age students, our youth. And, we always need help when Andy's talking about getting on your seniors, about getting their community service done.
I'll be sending them your way.
Yeah, I'm one of the things I do over there is I'm the volunteer coordinator. So they come in and our high school volunteers are huge helps, and they really model for our younger kids, and it's a special thing to watch. And then they launch into college, and then our kids end up filling in their spots as they get into high school. So it's really neat to see. We also going to have a teen summer program, so specifically designed for our teenagers, and that's going to be a little bit later because we know teens aren't going to be getting up at 7:30 in the morning typically. So it's a 12 to 7, noon to 7 program, and so they got a lot of fun activities. Our teen supervisor Orion, she's got a bunch of things planned for them. A lot of field trips, a lot of stuff, community service type service learning activities. They got kickboxing, they got yoga, they got dodgeball, art projects. They've got a bunch of great things. We always need help. I talked about the Goleta All Ages Music Entertainment Series. We need mic stands. We don't have mic stands, so we're relying on our partners at KCSB, who's been great. They've been helping us with mic stands. But chairs, simple things like chairs at the club, tables, those are things that can use an upgrade for sure.
How much is it right now? Because it's you're getting all that, everything that you tell me that we're providing for our kids. How much does it cost for a membership?
$40 for the year.
Holy cow. That's fantastic. So for $40 for the year, honestly, because I know you guys feed the kids too, right?
Right. So for our all-day programs, when we're doing the summer programs, and it's a $15 per day fee on top of that. But we do provide lunch. So, there you go. And then there's field trips. So it's a remarkable deal. And if folks can't afford that, we do have scholarships available also. So we are, our mission statement is to enable all young people, especially those that need us most, to reach the full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. And so if folks can't afford to be there, that's no reason. There's no reason. So,
Westmont and their museum, honestly, they not that they don't get the word out, but and I've mentioned this to Ashlyn before, that'd be a great field trip because at Westmont, first of all, it's a beautiful campus and it's great for kids to see it, when they're young, and the museum's spectacular. And also the observatory is open. The third?
I think it's the third Friday.
That observatory rocks. Yeah, that would be a great another free. You know what I mean? Just to get the kids down there is great. So sports, we've got 2 minutes. What are we going to be working on? It's all on you there.
We got indoor soccer going at the moment, so we got upwards of 100 kids participating in that across K to 6th, and that's going great. They're having a lot of fun. Lots of the club kids love soccer. It's their most favourite sport, I'm pretty sure. And then coming up, we got Summer Basketball League. So we're going to be having sign-ups starting for that in around middle of May.
Nice.
And the league's going to start in July, early July.
Thank you guys so much. Hey, we got Tim Grisby and we've got Brad Pullen. Thank them so much. I want to thank my co-hosts. We got Jessie, who had to step out. Jessie, I'm saying hi to you, and you're not here. Okay. Joan, Calder, Dominique. We had Andy Gill. Of course, Dr. D. All of our guests. This is Erica Salda. If you see our Roundup campaign for United Boys and Girls Club, please participate. This is the greatest place in the world to live. Please let's give back to our kids. God bless you. See you next week.
Please tune in and join us next Tuesday at KZSB AM 1290 at 9:06 a.m. when we will go behind the scenes with the local students, athletes, coaches, parents, volunteers, and all other teen sports supporters. This is all brought to you by ePro Insurance Agency, leader in gift planning and wealth preservation since 1983. So please follow along and support our student athletes by reading the Santa Barbara News Press, and then join me, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen, Dr. Dugan, my co-host, friends, teens, every week on the Santa Barbara News Press radio station.
Let's go.